Hello and welcome to S24 News Rundown. I am Zainab Ibrahim and here's our news in brief. We begin our update with Erufai. A Kaduna State High Court has fixed September 24, 2026 to rule on an application by former Kaduna State Governor Nasir Erufai seeking the recusal of Justice Darius Kobo from his ongoing trial. Erufai's legal team argued that comments made by the judge during previous proceedings raised concerns about impartiality, prompting the request for the case to be reassigned to another judge. Next, a political crisis has intensified in the Ondo State House of Assembly after 21 of 26 lawmakers reportedly asked Speaker Olamide Oladiji to resign or face impeachment over allegations of financial misconduct involving 44 million naira from the Ondo State Oil Producing Areas Development Commission, or SHOPADEC. The lawmakers alleged that the Speaker unilaterally handled the funds without the knowledge or approval of all the members and have reportedly signed an impeachment notice against him. Moving on, residents of the Okoroba community in Nembe local government area of Bayelsa State have appealed to the state government to urgently rehabilitate the Okoroba Cottage Hospital, saying the once thriving health facility has been abandoned and left in ruins after nearly 3 decades of service. Built by the former Shell Petroleum Development Company between 1993 and 1997, the hospital previously served several neighboring communities but has now become overgrown with weeds and dilapidated structures, leaving residents without access to quality health care. Now, in Kogi State, government has commenced the payment of compensation to residents affected by the demolition of buildings identified as criminal hideouts in Idoji or Kene local government area, describing the move as part of efforts to restore security while ensuring justice for affected property owners. Governor Ahmed Osman Ododo said the compensation demonstrates the government's commitment to balancing security operations with the welfare of citizens impacted by the exercise. Moving to healthcare facilities across Borno State are struggling to cope with a worsening cholera outbreak, with more than 35,500 suspected cases and 198 deaths recorded since May. According to the Borno State Ministry of Health, medical charity Medecins Sans Frontières said the rapid spread of the disease has overwhelmed hospitals and treatment centers, attributing the surge to overcrowded settlements, poor sanitation, inadequate waste management, and limited access to safe drinking water. Another foreign scenes from the United States, President Donald Trump has reaffirmed America's commitment to supporting Nigeria's fight against terrorism in a letter to President Bola Tinubu, praising what he described as Tinubu's decisive leadership in tackling insecurity. Trump commended the Nigerian government's effort to combat terrorism, particularly attacks on vulnerable communities, and expressed appreciation for Tinubu's commitment to restoring peace and stability across the country. Moving on to our next segment, the business news update with Shukra Olniye.
Welcome to your business news update, and here are the headlines. Nigeria's solar market reaches $2.4 billion, while Lagos seeks approval for a 200 million naira infrastructure bond. Elsewhere, Airtel Africa moves ahead with its London mobile money initial public offering as French businesses' confidence rises in July despite global economic headwinds. Let's get into the details. Nigeria's solar energy market has grown to an estimated $2.4 billion, reflecting the country's increasing shift towards renewable energy as millions of households and businesses seek alternatives to reliable electricity supply. The milestone comes as Africa attracted $13.5 billion in renewable energy investment, underscoring the continent's growing appeal to investors pursuing clean energy opportunities. Industry analysts attribute the growth to rising diesel and petrol costs, frequent grid failures, and increased demand for affordable off-grid power solutions. Solar installations are becoming increasingly common in homes, schools, hospitals, and businesses, helping to reduce energy costs while improving access to electricity. With Nigeria pursuing to diversify its energy mix, experts believe renewable energy will play a vital role in improving energy security, creating jobs, and supporting sustainable economic growth. From renewable energy to infrastructure financing. Lagos seeks approval for 200 billion naira infrastructure bond. The Lagos state government has approached the State House of Assembly for an approval to issue 200 billion bond to finance major infrastructure projects across the states. According to the government, the proposed bond will fund critical projects including rail transportation, healthcare facilities, road and other public infrastructure designed to support the state's rapidly growing population and economy. According to the officials, the investment will improve connectivity, expand access to quality healthcare, and accelerate ongoing development initiatives that are expected to boost productivity and attract further investments. If approved, the bond will add to Lagos State's long-term financing strategy, using the capital market to fund large-scale projects while spreading repayments over several years. Now to the financial markets. Airtel Africa moves ahead with London Mobile Money initial public offering. Telecommunication giant Airtel Africa says it's making steady progress towards listing its mobile money business on London Stock Exchange through an initial market offering (IPO). The proposed IPO is expected to unlock additional value for Airtel Money, one of Africa's leading digital financial services platform, which provides mobile payments, money transfers, savings, and other financial services to millions of users across several African countries. Analysts say the listing could strengthen Airtel Money's access to capital, support future expansion, and reinforce investor confidence in Africa's fast-growing fintech industry. And finally, from Europe, French business confidence rises in July despite global headwinds. Business confidence in France improved in July despite ongoing geopolitical tension in the Middle East and impacts of intense heat waves across parts of Europe. The latest survey indicates that businesses remain cautiously optimistic as resilient consumers' demand and expectations of a gradual economic recovery continue to support economic activity. However, economists wondered uncertainty surrounding global trade, energy prices, inflation, and climate-related disruptions could still weigh on businesses' performance in the coming months. And that's your business update for today. I am Oniye Shukr. Stay with us as Zainab Ibrahim and Abubakar Tureki join you for newspaper review. Thank you for watching.
Welcome back, and thank you so much, Shukroniye, for the business news updates. Moving on to our next segment, the newspaper review, and I'll be doing this, of course, as usual, with Abubakar Tureki. Hello, Abubakar. Good to see you today, Abubakar.
Hello, Zainab.
It seems our headlines are going to bring forth good news because I can see a big laughter on your face. Let's quickly start with Daily Trust front page, which says questions over 30 billion naira for palace and worship centers. I would like to hear from you before chipping in.
Remember our conversation yesterday?
Yeah.
One Nigerian politician cannot do does not exist. One. And secondly, Nigerian politician seems to use the instrument of ethnicity in order to win the election
and religion.
And if the instrument of ethnicity does not work, they are going to use the instrument of religion in order.
So, do you think this is a tactic just to loot some money again?
This is the tactics in order to win 2027 general elections. Secondly, we have never seen a robust term assembly than this 10th assembly under the ruling party, and we have never seen a useless assembly that is not working for Nigerians, rather it is working for the executive than this 10th assembly. Because it is on this assembly that we are able to at least uncover or even 2026 budget, he got budget there. It is under this assembly that Nigerians were able to notice twice budget padding in this 10th assembly. And also recently, what we saw recently.
You know, my question
this is the assembly that is going to approve the sum of almost how many million naira in order 30 billion naira in order to renovate and construct
I know the
churches
palaces,
and
the
mosques.
palaces and you know the religious area. They will be happy. They will be excited to have this because it's like sharing the national cake. At some point, okay, this national cake is coming to us. But let's be realistic. In a country where we have much bigger problems, we have dilapidated schools, we have climate issues, we have people that don't know where to park to, just like we discussed yesterday.
What they say yesterday about the state that they are going to experience
the upcoming flood. Nothing has been said about that, but we are making a huge budget just to, you know, renovate religious places, and, you know, renovate palaces. So what is the main aim of doing this? Is this what is going to, you know, maybe they're saying it as if the religious places are corrected, maybe to help in our insecurity, because as Africans, Nigeria, one of the biggest problems we have is culture and religion. What is their aim? Let's see the positive aspect of this.
Zainab, the ruling party have totally failed to scale the lives and properties of Nigeria. And they calculated that they knew that they are going to face defeat in 2027. And the last instrument.
Do you think they fear that they are going to face defeat in 2027?
Of course they are.
I do not see any fear.
I wish this newspaper review.
I would agree with you when you say that this is like an avenue for some people to loot some huge amounts of money.
These are the two sides of the coin. I'm looking at it from the political angle before looking at it from the social angle.
Okay.
Because you failed to give people what they elected you to do. And you have failed. F9, based on what Nigerians are saying. So the only thing that you are going to use in order to win election in 2027 is connive with spoil X among the religious leaders, because we already know that traditional rulers, they don't have any role to
I think
play.
I guess what you're saying now. This is not about, you know, renovating.
It's about election.
It is about, you know, making some religious leader and making some traditional leaders very happy ahead of the 2027 election. Just like you said, because they failed, so they are trying to, you know, do an examination malpractice.
Islamic scholar ahead of 2020, the last general election, that was 2023 election. He used his own preaching area. He was campaigning for the then ruling party. He was even advocating and calling for the Muslim ticket. From my own end, as a Nigerian, I knew that ticket is just a deception.
You know, it's how our politicians know the right drum to beat in order for them to get the right dance step from Nigerians, because they know that, you know, people get attached to the religious leaders and cultural leaders, and listen to them. So we tend to move away from our reality, just listening to our religion. But I think Nigerians are wiser now. Nigerians are no longer as gullible as they used to be to just listen to some religious leader or some traditional leader. So even if they approve this and they go ahead to renovate anything, I am sitting here to tell them that it is not going to change anything. If they're going to use it ahead of the 2027 election, it is not going to change anything.
Let them do whatever they want to do. All we believe and all what Nigerians believe, when it is the right moment, they are going to send those that fail to give them 247 electricity out.
So, and I believe if they're going to seek advice from us, I will tell them that they should not even waste their money.
And if this 30, no, let them collect the money, because I believe people are going to benefit from the money. Because on the process of construction, a laborer will come and work. Somebody, they will buy cement for him. And block industry will also benefit. But this money came in an illegal process. So, and I knew that I know that you're not going to allow me to at least speak on a lengthy aspect of this topic.
Of course, we have other segments.
So, and this is to tell you a lengthy aspect of this topic.
Of course, we have other segments.
So, and this is to tell you, if we can at least channel this 30 billion in the renovation of our hospital.
Just in the news right now, we have an hospital that was, constructed by Shell, and now it has been abandoned because
30 billion.
And you cannot just, a split of that money would have, renovated this hospital and helped the community.
I know some states, especially in the northern eastern part of the country, their annual budget is not even up to 6 billion naira, and they are doing well. But now look at it, 30 billion naira. 30 billion naira is enough to at least equip each primary healthcare in the 774 local government with modern and sophisticated gadgets.
I am a Muslim and I know the importance of having a mosque, but if mosque is not...
No, we don't want any mosque because Nigeria is a secular state, Zainab.
I think everybody should stay in their house and pray, and so we will get better hospitals and better schools for our children. Let's move quickly to the next headline because we don't have much time. And this is on the Vanguard front page. It says Trump vows to stand with Nigeria in anti-terror war. I think Trump has been standing with Nigeria, even if it's positive or negative. So coming to say it again is not new to us.
I don't think if Trump is coming to salvage the problem of insecurity in Nigeria with good heart. We knew how America when they invaded Afghanistan.
I don't think we should say it's not with good heart. They are just smart enough that they don't give nothing for nothing.
Then what they are saying, I think, let me just fade the video Harun's ear. Trump has been accusing Nigerian government on allowing genocide on Christian brothers and sisters.
Yes.
And if we are to be honest with ourselves, we came from the northeastern part of the country and we knew how Muslims have been affected with the issue of insurgency. And they are just there. People are feeding them with fake and false information.
Thank you. I would like to say this is not Trump's
fake
fault.
And false
this is an internal problem.
If you go through the story, he have been quoting and say that Christian genocide has been happening in this country where we are living harmoniously with our Christian brothers
that
and
some
sisters.
people are trying to
I even told you where I came from. There is a kind of a relationship that used to take place between a Christian and Muslim. A Muslim can marry Christian. A Christian can marry Muslim. So what Trump is saying, what is he going to say? Let them not use religion in order to weaponize some certain benefits. We are living harmoniously with our fellow Christian. We are living harmoniously and peacefully. In fact, even if I tell you this morning, my neighbor is actually a Christian. He is actually the one that gave me a ride up to where I came to my office.
Abakar, this is
away
from the genocide. This is an invitation by the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. So it is absolutely not Trump's fault.
And
he was called.
I think Trump also forgotten that even the president is a Muslim and he is married to Oluremi, which is a Christian and also a pastor for that matter.
That's what we're
So we should not allow America to come and take over the entire security.
Are you saying that America should not interfere?
They should not interfere because Nigeria is a sovereign entity. And when a country is a sovereign entity, that simply means we are free from.
So there is no need for the invite by the president.
What we need from America is we need logistics and some sophisticated arms and ammunition so that we can use our own small intelligence.
That is also an interference.
It's not an interference because there's a bilateral and multilateral relationship.
You know that will not be given away for nothing.
But we should not allow them to take over that because there has been an undertone. In fact, even that lecture. One of the major reasons why the insecurity is there's a presence of natural resources. And whenever America calculate and see that we are going to benefit in this country, America, there is what they call the agenda of America first.
Of course.
Obama came, Ronald Reagan came,
and that is why I say that we should
George Bush Senior and Junior came and they left, and their own national interest and foreign policy is America first. So American president will do everything possible in order to actualize the national interest and foreign policy of America
before any support.
We should not allow them to come and take over this country because if you look at the history of America invading most of the country, whether legally or illegally, wherever America invades, the story is not going to be fun.
Thank you so much, Abubakar. Let's move on to our next segment, the S24 report, coming to you after the break.
For many children, cartoons are simply entertainment. But for Mary Wanjuku, they became the inspiration for a lifelong career. Growing up, she admired animated classics like Johnny Bravo and Ed, and Eddie. At the time, becoming an animator seemed impossible.
Saturday mornings are my favorites because, I got to enjoy cartoons, Johnny Bravo, Ed, and Eddie. and all that. But it seemed like a dream that was so far, something that was unachievable.
Today, she spends her days designing animated characters, developing storyboards, and producing films through Studio M&A, the company she co-founded in Nairobi. Her journey wasn't straightforward. Following the COVID-19 pandemic, Wanjiku made a difficult decision to leave a stable job and become an animation intern.
In 2021, after the pandemic, I quit my full-time job and decided to pursue animation. And the only way I could do that is becoming an intern. So I became an animation intern, and I did that for six months up until late 2021, where I also co-founded my production company, Studio M&A, because I wanted to tell my own stories,
That decision paid off. Within months, she had launched her own studio, joining a growing community of African animators producing content rooted in local culture and experiences. Still, funding remains one of the industry's biggest hurdle. Creative organizations says hundreds of projects seek financial support every year, but only a fraction receives grants.
We received over 230 applications from creatives across Kenya. And what they were asking in total across all the projects, 230, was 400 million shillings in support. Everyone was asking for whatever. And we only had 30 million shillings to support. So, we had to choose the projects, most promising projects that we could support. The other thing that, the French Cultural Corporation has done is also enable mobility funding. So professionals, creatives from Kenya have been able to participate in professional events within their sector across Africa, but also in Europe. People have gone to Germany, to France, and that is where you're able to sell your product. That is where you're able to network. That is where you're able to perhaps find co-producers. That is where you're able to find, distributors, etc.
International partnership and cultural exchange programs continue to play an important role in helping creatives reach global audiences. But beyond producing animated films, Wanjiku is passionate about mentoring young talent.
She was a really good mentor, like someone you could look up to. And she opened a lot of opportunities for me.
Animator Erwin Waweru says her guidance helps him build confidence in the industry.
What made me go into animation is my curiosity of what happens behind what we see in the screens. I would tell the other people who want to start animation, just starting is the main problem, but you just have to start and keep your curiosity and be open to learning. Yeah, just don't give up. Yeah.
Industry experts also say women are increasingly leading the sector, not only as animators, but as producers, scriptwriters, and production managers.
From a standpoint of women in animation, I find that women are really coming up in the field and they're really taking up roles. Most applications we receive for interns are women or ladies from colleges who are just graduated from the colleges. Also, I've visited several colleges and I've seen the numbers of women learning animation to that of men is almost the same. So it's no longer a male-dominated field, but you find females actually coming in and actually doing better. Also, we find that there are not just roles for animation for women, but also there are women who are becoming producers, production managers, they're becoming script writers, and they're just doing a whole lot in the particular area.
For Mary Wanjiku, success isn't measured only by completed projects. It is about inspiring others to pursue creative careers.
I think I want to inspire people. I want to mentor people because I don't think I had so much of that. So I want to be a mentor. And besides that, I want to tell stories,
To pursue creative careers and telling authentic African stories that resonate with audiences everywhere.
Welcome to Political Arena here on S24 Television, where we examine issues affecting the governance, public policy, and national development. Education remains one of the strongest pillars of national development. It empowers individuals, it reduces poverty, promotes peace, unity, and transparency. It also helps people to contribute meaningfully to the society. Yet, despite several government interventions and the effort to develop partnership, Nigeria has one of the largest population of out-of-school children in the world. Millions of children who should be in classroom are out there in the street, market, farms, or even displaced by conflict. The causes are many: poverty, insecurity, child labor, early marriage, weak institutions and weak infrastructures, and cultural barriers. But perhaps the biggest question is, who should take responsibility? Should the blame rest solemnly on government, or do parents, community, religious leaders, institutions, civil society organizations, and private sector also have a role to play in tackling that menace? Joining us to discuss these very important issues is Ambassador Mariatu Zakari, a Nigerian humanitarian, gender equality advocate, community development leader, and the founder of Marigold Bloom Foundation. Through her foundation, she has championed girl-child education. Ambassador, welcome to Political Arena here on S24 Television.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Thank you for honoring our invitation once again.
You're welcome. It's my pleasure to be here, and I can't wait to share my light on the above.
Ambassador, can you please introduce yourself briefly?
All right. Briefly, my name is Mariatu Zakari. I am from Kogi State, Nigeria. I graduated from Kogi State University, Ayimba. Currently, I own a foundation tagged Marigold Bloom Foundation. And over the years, my foundation has been able to pull a lot of projects to support humans, to impact the life of humans, especially that of female gender.
Thank you so much. Nigeria have experienced the highest number of out-of-school children across the globe. How concerned should Nigeria be when they hear that statistics?
Yeah, Nigerians should be extremely concerned.
Extremely.
In my opinion. Extremely concerned. Because when a country has the highest numbers of out-of-school children, it is no longer an education problem, but a national emergency.
Or pandemic.
Yes, because it will affect the future of the economy, it will affect the national development, and even integrational poverty, in the sense that when children are out of school today and they grow up with the mentality without being informed, being educated, or having foundation, solid foundation that can guide their life, when they grow up to birth other children, the children repeat the same thing, the cycle continues. And the poverty become a generation more like an integrational poverty, something that circulates.
Cyclical.
Yes. Now, imagine when you have 10 million children that are out of school today. It means children right now. It means in the next 15 years, you're going to have like 15 million young adults that are out of school, which means without no certificates, without no skills, let's not talk about job, or without any information at all. Now, after 10 years, another 10 years, you're going to have full-grown adults who are out of school, without skills, without no job, who are surviving on menial jobs, or can do anything at all for survival. So at that stage, they are not aware of their action. They don't know the consequences of any action they take. They just want to stay alive. They just want to survive.
Okay, so what happened to a country where millions of children are out of school?
Yes, a country where millions of children are out of school is likely to suffer poverty, likely to swim. Permit me to use that word, likely to swim in poverty. The pressure will be much on security agency, because when you have children that are out of school, grown up to be adults, they behave without even minding the consequences of their action, without realizing they're harming the next person. They want to survive. They want to behave with the knowledge and the information they have, because they don't have any existing foundation. So that country survive. There's no security agency would survive it more, would suffer it more, because the pressure will be on them, having to tackle crime, having to tackle fraud,
A lot of
having
things.
bandits, attack, different things.
So what are the major reasons behind the out-of-school children?
Okay, I think sometimes, lack of access
To education.
to education. I think poverty too. And I think sometimes one of the major reasons is people giving birth to children they cannot really
birth
train
control.
in school. Birth control. Because sometimes I've had a lot of people saying that it is God who takes care of children without minding to plan for themselves first. God doesn't come down from heaven to take care of children for you. You make
Even
plans.
God said that, like, put on your effort, then I will compliment your efforts.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So God doesn't come down from heaven to take care of children for you. So giving birth to children without having any foundation, without planning, making plans for them to train them in school, they'll become burden to the society, not just you, but to the society as well.
So do you think that the government is doing enough in order to address the menace of out-of-school children in our country, Nigeria?
If you ask me, permits me to be very honest with my opinion. Sometimes a lot of people blame governments for a lot of things. But in this very one, permits me to, I beg to differ. Government doesn't really have a concern here. Anything the government do in this case is to help to get a better society for the country. It is not sole responsibility of the government to take care of out-of-school children. But let's assume we already have this situation at hand. What do we do to solve it? Then we can now talk about how the government can step in, organization, religious leaders, because religious leaders, whatever they say, people in their communities listen to them. Even the leaders that govern their communities listen to them. So when they present an issue before the leaders, like the local government, starting from the local government chairman, governors, down to presidency, they know how to pass this message across that it gets to the ears of governments, and governments may decide to intervene. And how will government intervene?
In your humble opinion as a Nigerian, what policies should government introduce in order to tackle the problem?
I think free education.
Free education.
At least from 10 to 15 years, or from 5 to 15 years, there should be free education for every child.
Do you think that is possible? We recently saw what the government have been saying, especially the government of APC, that they can no longer fund education. That is one of the major reasons why they introduced what we call NEL fund, student loan.
Student loan? Yeah, I don't see, to be very honest with you, I don't see the possibility. But I think it's something the government can do if the government is willing to do the right thing.
So why are girls more likely to leave schools than boys? Because, like, if you look at the ratio, girls are more likely experience out of school children than the boys.
Most times I'll tell you that, especially teenagers, when they've grown so at that
certain level,
yes, they tend to drop from school. Most times it's because of lack of information. Some of them, they don't have menstrual hygiene education, and some of them, they have limited access to sanitary pad. Like, there was a time I went for a project in secondary school, and a particular girl child was absent. So it seems she was the bright, she was one of the best students in the class. So I was asking them to get a thing done for me. So they were looking out for that particular girl.
Oh.
They couldn't get her. All of them, they say, where is Sarah? Where is Sarah? Where is Sarah?
So none of them can attend to what you asked them?
Yes, they were looking out for Sarah. And Sarah was nowhere to be found. And guess what happened? I tried reaching her to, someone gave me her mom's number immediately. So I tried calling her mom, and I told her that, Sarah, speak with me. I am your friend. Speak with me. So I tried to cajole her to talk to me. And she opened up to me, Auntie, I'm on my period. That's why I'm not in school. And I said, why? She said, Auntie, because I don't have pad. I'm using piece of clothes, and I might get stained. People will laugh at me. So when there is lack of access to good menstrual hygiene materials,
It's also part of the
it's
major
also
reason.
part of the major. Some of them, they get stigmatized and they get ashamed. They even get pulled out of school with time for the fear that, oh, I can't continue attending school when I might likely be staying later. And then, you know, when you skip today, you skip tomorrow, skip next
You
tomorrow.
skip a lot of things.
You might just lose interest.
Let's delve our discussion into security. Northeastern part of the country have been battling with the problem of insurgency. Do you think security has also compounded the situation of out-of-school children?
Yes, I think so. Because I always have example, you know. I used to have a lot of experience. So I think, yes, security. Because I had a friend, when I was serving, I had a friend called Mommy Amina. So I was speaking with her some time ago, and she was telling me that Amina is not in school for the fact that they are kidnapping children from school, like bandits attack schools and all of that. So she's trying to prevent Amina from setting harm. Now, Amina has been home for 3 months without attending school. Don't you think that after these 3 months, Amina might decide to say, Mommy, let me just get something else to do instead of school? So you can see from this example, you'd understand that a lot of children, security has contributed to the fact that a lot of children are out of school today.
Maria, so let's go for a quick break. When we return, the conversation will continue.
All right, thank
Remember,
you.
you are watching Political Arena here on S24 television.
Every morning, before the streets of Uye in Abuja, Nigeria's capital city, begin to see their first footsteps, a quiet transformation begins. This empty roadside becomes a place of purpose. A few tables, plastic chairs, then the flame, and buckets of prepared bean paste. Within minutes, what was just another corner of the city becomes the workplace of a husband and wife whose greatest ambition stretches far beyond these tables.
There are some people like five or six people. So I see say being a boy and being a master, it's better to be a master on your own than to being a boy. Because due to the challenges that I see for people that are served, so I prefer to serve being a senior on my own, a boss of my own, than to serving.
They're not here simply to sell Nigeria's favorite breakfast to customers. They're here to build a future. For years, this routine has remained almost unchanged. It is work that demands consistency even when life offers none in return.
I saw one graduate in Gariki doing the same Akara business and it's living well. And in my church, now pastor preached as one young man is a graduate too. He says pure water. Through that pure water, now he's have a factory pure water, factory company. So I said to start something, if you start small, you grow it. That's why I tell my wife, let's start Akara business.
The time my husband wanted me to start this Akara is that morning scarcity. So that period was very tough. Even to eat, it was a problem. I was not like this. I did not fat. I was very slim.
Their story mirrors that of countless families across Nigeria, where small businesses are more than a source of income. They are the bridge between today's struggle and tomorrow's possibilities.
I was cleaning for somebody. I used to do cleaning. I used to do cleaning work for one. I used to help one woman for house clean. So the woman, I told the woman that I want to start a business. So the woman said, "Oh, no problem." The other one, the first time I want to start is that money scarcity period. So the woman said that, what am I going to do? Akara. What did Akara give me? I said, that is what my husband asked me to do.
But building that bridge isn't always straightforward. Sometimes it means leaving behind customers you spent years earning. Sometimes it means packing up because you are no longer permitted to trade where you are.
Biggest challenge is a space. Up to now, we are still battling it for the space because here, that was used to disturb us. They come, we settle, they come, we settle. Because we didn't have permanent places by the roadside. We start from up there, that JRB side. Because one woman used to fry akara from there before. So as she stopped, we asked her, can we start from there? She said yes. As she see customer begin to come, she now said no. She pack out. She want to return back.
Sometimes it means beginning again, not because the business failed, but because circumstances changed.
We start going to another place down there, they pursue us. I say to her, no problem. I come out. We even weed everywhere. My children weed. We start everything. We even gather the stones together. The man come pursue us. We come out. We now beg. I beg one woman. The woman now allow me. I started there. Later, when the woman come see say people don't, I don't they see customers. People don't come tell her that why did she leave her place for me? She not supposed to leave her place. That she should come back. So the woman now come back and but before I started by May, before the year will run down, the woman pursue me by December.
Across Nigeria, stories like yours are echoed in markets, roadside stalls, and neighborhood shops. Small businesses employ millions of Nigerians and are the very engines of local economics. Yet, many operators say their biggest challenge isn't finding customers. It is surviving the conditions around them. Rising prices, multiple levels, or certainty over the next venue for their businesses. For businesses operating one day at a time, each interruption carries a cost that rarely appears on a balance sheet.
Argument, that one is normal. Is it teeth and tongue they fight, but they settle themselves. Because wife and husband, they just teeth and tongue. So we argue. Even in market here, this month we argue.
These customers don't see those conversations. They see hot, delicious akara, quick service, a familiar smile. What they don't see is that every plate served helps hold together a promise made years ago.
This is one of the best akara you can find in Abuja. And if you were here on Saturday, there were like a whole lot of people, more than 70 people were on the queue on Saturday, just be able to have a feel of this woman's akara.
This is where the story changes. Because the dream isn't here. It isn't in the frying pan, or the day's sales, or even the business itself. The dream walks away every morning in school uniforms. Neither parent had the opportunity to go as far in school as they wanted, so they have chosen a different inheritance.
So I want to take care of my children. I want them to go to school.
I'm be able to pay my children's school fees. I'm not be begging the school authority. That is my main challenge before. But now, I'll say 100%. My children, they assist, but all of them go to school. I'm not holding them.
Not land, not wealth, but education. The kind that belief can open doors that hard work alone sometimes cannot. Every customer who stops here unknowingly becomes part of their dream. By midday, the table will be folded, the fire will go out. This corner of we will return to being just another roadside. Tomorrow, before sunrise, they will build it all over again. Not because selling akara is the destination, but because for now, it is the road that leads their children somewhere else. And perhaps that is the that leads their children somewhere else. And perhaps that is the quiet power of ordinary people. They don't always change the world. Power of ordinary people. They don't always change the world. Sometimes they simply change the future of one family. Times they simply change the future of one family. And that's enough.
Security operations continue across Nigeria as troops intensify offensives against terrorists, bandits, and kidnappers, while law enforcement agencies record fresh breakthroughs in the fight against crime. Welcome to Security Update on S24 Rundown. I am Gloria Atta. Let's begin. A fresh battle damage assessment by Operation Hadinkai says more than 20 ISWAP fighters were killed in a precision airstrike at Kila Barrier in southern Lake Chad axis. Military sources say the July 21 strike targeted a key terrorist logistics and assembly point based on credible intelligence. The operation also destroyed more than 30 motorcycles reportedly meant for terrorist operations, as well as a major food storage facility. The military says the strike has significantly weakened the group's mobility and logistics and is expected to disrupt ISWAP activities in parts of Borno State, including Marte, Ngala, and Dikwa local government areas. Meanwhile, the Department of State Services, DSS, has rescued the remaining 4 students of the Federal Polytechnic, Kaura Namoda, who were abducted by bandits in Zamfara State. The students regained their freedom during an intelligence-led operation carried out on Wednesday without the payment of ransom. The DSS also arrested 1 suspected kidnapper, while other members of the gang were neutralized during the operation. The students were among 6 abducted from their off-campus hostel in Karam Namoda on June 3rd. 2 had been released earlier, while the remaining 4 have been safely reunited with their families. And finally, 3 suspected bandits have been killed and a kidnapped businessman rescued after security operatives foiled an attack on Aboki community in Keama local government area of Kwara State. The operation, which took place on Tuesday night, involved a joint team of the Nigeria Police Force, the military, the Department of State Services, DSS, the Nigeria Security and Civil Defense Corps, NSCDC, local vigilantes, and community hunters. According to the Kwara State Police Command, the suspects engaged security personnel in a gun battle before 3 of them were neutralized, while the kidnapped victim was rescued unharmed. Kwara State Commissioner of Police Ojo Adekimi commended the coordinated response of the security agencies, describing the operation as a major success in the fight against banditry in the state, while reaffirming the command's commitment to protecting lives and property of all citizens. And that's it on Security Update today. Remember to stay informed, stay safe, and continue to support our security agencies in the fight to keep our communities safe. Bye for now.
Hello and welcome to Tech World Update, where we discuss technology, innovation and the digital world. I am Aisha Muhammad. Here's what's shaping ICT from Nigeria to the global stage. Today's headlines are dominated by the rapid rise of artificial intelligence adoption in Nigeria, the growing impact of AI on Africa's technology workforce, and the increasing cost of next-generation smartphones as manufacturers invest heavily in AI-powered devices. We begin in Nigeria, where the artificial intelligence is becoming part of everyday's life at an unprecedented pace. A newly released global report has ranked Nigeria as the 2nd highest country in the world for frequency of AI usage, highlighting the country's remarkable growth in adopting artificial intelligence tools. The report attributes the surge to increased investment by global technology companies, widespread internet access among young people, and the growing use of AI for language learning, education, remote work, and professional upskilling. Analysts say the finding reflects Nigeria's youthful digital population and signals the country's potential to become one of Africa's leading AI-driven economies, provided investment in digital infrastructure and skills development continues. Across Africa, however, the rapid growth of artificial intelligence is also bringing difficult challenges for the technology workforce. A new Tech Cabal Insights mid-year report reveals that African technology companies have laid off a record of over 2,000 employees during the first half of the year, a 236% increase compared to the same period last year. The report points to the growing adoption of generative AI, with many routine and repetitive roles increasingly becoming automated as companies restructure operation to improve efficiency. Industry experts say the trend highlights the urgent need for continuous digital reskilling as demand shifts towards more specialized roles in artificial intelligence, cybersecurity, cloud computing, and data analytics. And on the international stage, Samsung is betting even bigger on artificial intelligence. The South Korean technology giant has unveiled its latest generation of premium foldable smartphones, describing them as its most advanced devices yet, with enhanced on-device AI capabilities designed to improve productivity, photography, and everyday user experiences. However, Samsung says the sophisticated AI hardware powering these devices has significantly increased manufacturing costs, resulting in higher retail prices for consumers. Analysts believe the development reflects a wider industry trend as technology companies continue to invest heavily in artificial intelligence while balancing rising production costs with consumer demands. And that's Tech World Update, where innovation meets impact and the future stays in focus. Do stay with us as after the break is entertainment news updates with Khadija Muhammad. Thank you and bye for now.
If entertainment news were a WhatsApp group, today is that one day everyone forgot to mute it. One Nollywood legend is exposing the real struggle behind fame. A Nigerian internet favorite accidentally wandered into political headlines, and Hollywood has shown up for a cause that still breaks hearts. Grab your teacups because I'm about to serve. Starting with the veteran Nollywood actor Ramsey Noah says getting into the movie industry is only half the battle because staying relevant is where the real work begins. Speaking during a recent interview, the award-winning actor explained that fame may come quickly, but remaining valuable to audiences over the years requires constant reinvention. According to him, actors must continue learning, improving their craft, and adapting to changing trends if they want to remain in demand. Ramsey noted that the entertainment industry evolves rapidly, with new talents emerging every year and audience preferences constantly changing. He added that longevity is earned through consistency, discipline, and the willingness to grow rather than relying on past achievements. Moving on from surviving Nollywood spotlight to someone who probably didn't expect to trend outside the bus stop. Popular social media personality Boss Auntie Bemi, known for her hilarious public transport skits and unforgettable bus conductor energy, has shared a surprising career highlight after meeting UK political figure Andy Bonham during a recent visit. The encounter quickly gained attention online as fans celebrated the moment, describing it as proof that creativity can open doors far beyond social media. Photos and videos from the meeting have been circulating widely, with many praising Bemi for taking authentic Nigerian humor to international audiences. Supporters have also applauded her consistency, saying the meeting reflects how digital content creators are increasingly earning global recognition through relatable storytelling and original comedy. And finally, from a viral bus ride to a global reminder that some stories should never lose their seat in history. Hollywood actress and humanitarian Angelina Jolie attended a special exhibition dedicated to the missing Chibok schoolgirls, using her presence to draw renewed international attention to one of Nigeria's most painful tragedies. The exhibition honors the girl abducted from their school in Chibok, Borno State in 2014, while also highlighting the experiences of families still searching for answers years later. Jolie who has long advocated for the rights of women, children, and displaced communities around the world, spent time viewing the exhibit and engaging with stories documenting the lasting impact of the abduction. Her attendance has been welcomed by many advocates who hope the renewed global spotlight will keep conversation alive about justice, accountability, and support for survivors and affected families.
And that's your entertainment update, where one star reminded us that success needs maintenance. Another proved a bus stop can lead to international headlines. And a Hollywood icon showed that some stories deserve the world's attention, no matter how much time has passed. I'm up before another celebrity decides to trend before breakfast. Catch you in the next entertainment update. Coming up next is Sport News with Steven after the break.
Welcome back to another exciting sports update. Today's lineup has it all. Luis Suarez steals the show in the Major League Soccer. Arsenal suffers a huge injury setback. Nigeria unveils its basketball squad for the Commonwealth Games, and African women's football receives a massive financial boost ahead of WAFCON. Let's get started. Inter Miami spoiled Robert Lewandowski's Major League Soccer debut with a dramatic 3-2 victory over Chicago Fire. With Lionel Messi and Rodrigo de Paul resting after the FIFA World Cup, veteran striker Luis Suarez stepped up in style, scoring 2 assists before academic graduate Preston Poundbeck smashed home a late winner to steal all the 3 points. Lewandowski, making his first appearance since joining from Barcelona, showed flashes of qualities but admitted he still needs time to adapt to life in the MLS. The victory lifts Inter Miami to second place in the Eastern Conference as they continue to chase league leaders Nashville. Next to England. Arsenal have been dealt a major blow ahead of a new season. Star defender William Saliba is set for a lengthy spell on the sidelines after aggravating a back injury while playing for France at the FIFA World Cup. The French international will not need surgery, but he has started a rehabilitation program and is expected to miss the Community Shield as well as Arsenal's Premier League opener. His absence leaves Mikel Arteta with a huge defensive challenge as the Gunners prepare to defend their league title. Now to basketball. Nigeria has unveiled its men's 3x3 basketball team for the 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow. The squad features Esosa Kevin Okunaye, Marcel Esomune, and Robert Chima Ukwauba, a blend of homegrown talents and overseas experience. The trio heads into the games in a top condition after completing an intensive training camp in Europe and will be aiming to challenge for the medal on the Commonwealth stage. And finally, African women's football has received another massive boost. CAF has doubled the winner's prize money for the 2026 Women's African Cup of Nations from $1 million to $2 million. The total prize fund has also increased to $5.8 million, making this the richest edition in the tournament's history. The competition kicks off in Morocco later this month with 16 nations, including the record champions Nigeria, battling for continental glory and 4 automatic qualification spots for the 2027 FIFA Women's World Cup in Brazil. That's all for your today's sports roundup. From Luis Suarez lighting up the MLS to Arsenal's injuries worries, Nigeria Commonwealth basketball ambitions, and the record-breaking WAFCON prize money, there's plenty to look forward to in the world of sports. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next sports updates. Coming up next is PG News.
Come again with your bonget story of everything wey don happen for Naija and even for Obodo Oyibo. Number 1 today be say former Kaduna State Governor Nasir El-Rufai don ask Kaduna State High Court make Justice Darius Kobo comot from the case wey dey face am. A lawyers con dey talk say some comment wey the judge make during previous court sitting fit make people dey question whether the matter go receive fair hearing or not. Because of that one, they con ask make another judge handle the case. The court don fix September 24th, 2026 to decide whether the request go happen or whether Justice Kobo go continue with im case. Many people now they wait to see the court decision as the matter continue to dey attract national attention. Second one be say if we move enter politics, we go see say serious political wahala don burst for Ondo State House of Assembly. 21 out of the 26 lawmakers don tell Speaker Olamide Oladiji make him resign or prepare for impeachment, say they go fit comot am from that chair over allegation wey say im handle 44 million naira from Osopadek without informing or getting approval from other members of the House. Reports come show say the lawmakers don already sign impeachment notice against am. As e be now, the speaker never respond to any of the things wey dey talk, and many people dey watch to see how the assembly go end the matter for that side. And we see the matter wey concern governance and the betterment of the people. People of Okoroba community for Nnembe local government area of Bayelsa State don dey beg the state government for that side make they quickly repair the Okoroba Cottage Hospital. According to residents, the hospital wey dem built between 1993 and 1997 don dey serve many neighboring communities for long years before e begin dey spoil now. And as e be so, the buildings don spoil, grass don cover the compound, and many residents now dey travel long distance before they go fit get proper medical treatment. The community leaders come dey talk say if dem fix that hospital, e go improve access to healthcare and e go help dey save life. And from Bayelsa, we enter Confluence State, wey be Kogi State. Government for that side don begin dey pay compensation to people wey lose their building during demolition exercise wey been happen for Idoji, Okene local government area. Government say security agencies don identify that site, say na where criminals been dey hide, and they can carry out demolition as part of effort to fight crime. Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo don say although security go remain the government's priority, but innocent people wey suffer losses dem deserve fairness and support. The government also assure people wey dey live for there say they go make effort to improve security across the state. Now make we check one important health matter. Healthcare facilities across Borno State dey struggle as cholera outbreak don continue to dey spread. According to the Borno State Ministry of Health, more than 35,500 suspected cases and 198 deaths don happen since May 2026. Medical charity wey many people know say dem be MSF say hospital and treatment center don become overcrowded because of the rising number of patients. They also explain say poor sanitation, dirty environment, bad waste disposal, overcrowded settlements, and lack of clean drinking water dey help the disease dey spread more and more. Health officials can continue to dey advise people make they wash their hands well, make they drink clean water, make they sharply report any symptoms to the nearest health facility. And before I stand up today, make we take quick look at matter wey happen for Obodo Oyibo. From the United States, President Donald Trump don send letter give President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They promise and say America will continue to support Nigeria to take fight terrorism. Trump dey praise Tinubu effort to tackle insecurity, especially attack against vulnerable communities, and they commend the Nigerian government for working towards restoring peace and stability. The letter also can reaffirm say the relationship between both countries and the commitment to the joint body together they fight security matter, it no go quick finish. My people, make we hang on for here, make Tori no finish for our mouths, even though Tori no fit ever finish, because every day we dey bring waiting date on top. Can't give una. My name na Sidika Yusuf.
Thank you so much, Sidika, for that version of our news. With this, we've come to the end of S24 News Rundown. Do join us tomorrow, same time, as you follow us on all our social media platforms at S24 Television. My name is Zainab Ibrahim. Do have a lovely day.